the majority of the show we have been discussing personally our personal experiences with race relations in TNT. We've given some examples of things that we have either lived through ourselves or that we have, fresh second-hand account of. And the long and short is the question that comes up, and it's something of a painful one if you think of it in the context of this being 2023, 61 years, yes. 61 years of independence, right? And we tout ourselves, and I have said it, I think you have said it too, right? But I definitely know I have said it, that we are a multicultural society, a multiracial society, and I think we do diversity better than a lot of other places that are supposed to be diverse. You know, when I went to New York, when I went to Toronto, you could see the separation. It was almost as though it was physical, right? There were limits. But even with all of that, we still have our own issues. And the question is, why are we too afraid to address racial discrimination in TNT? Because it seems as though we're stuck in our ways, and it's either too uncomfortable, or is it that we like it so? I don't know. And to me, it's not something that I want to shy away from, but I am actually in this odd position of being a very mixed individual, which means that I am not part of any particular group, really, you know, because I'm pretty sure if I go to China, nobody's going to think of me as Chinese. Let's just say that right off the bat. So I am like an outsider looking at all the groups, you know, getting caught in the crossfire. And I would like to have the conversation, but just like what happened in your scenario, if I bring it up, half the time I'm liable to get flack about being discriminatory.
You know what? I honestly think it's time that we put aside the fear of being targeted. Because listen, we're going to be targeted anyway. Put aside that fear.
Well, I mean, I don't really have
hold on. The mere fact that I'm an Indo-Trinidadian and you're a Pilau Trinidadian, I don't know.
I'm a stir-fry.
Yes.
I am.
He said it. He said he's a mixture of so many. So I don't know.
It's actually not that many. Right? It's actually not that many. It is Chinese, Irish, and African. That's what it is. But it's so, you know, far apart, all three of them, that, you know.
Okay, so you are mixed.
I'm a stir-fry.
But understand that
I'm Caribbean Chinese food, literally.
People are going to see you as being white.
No, right.
At this point, because of the necessity of having this conversation, let people, however they want to interpret it, however they want to see it, that's fine. But hold on. I am open to your opinions. Sure, no problem. Look at me and say, oh my God, look at how you're raising this issue about an Afro-Trinidadian sitting on the wall, right? Again, I will stress, is every single side here in TNT needs to address this issue, Afro-Trinidadian, it's everybody. And so it's just an example. So call me racist if you want to, right? I honestly don't care, because it's a conversation that we need to have. And I'm no longer going to shy away from it. The thing is, you've heard this line before, right? People are not born racist. People are not born and, okay, are automatically going to discriminate. No, it's as they grow, it's what they're taught in our household. So me probably saying you would expect the elder generations to be a bit wiser than that. Not necessarily.
I think people could be born ignorant and insensitive though, which is not necessarily racism.
I also think growing up in a household could have a huge impact. But beyond that, my thing is, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You can't teach but there's certainly these elder generations probably need a lot more educating than these younger people.
Before another time, there's another aspect of the whole people of a different race talking about racial things. It's not just about the fear of being targeted. I think the main thing is, it is when people want to discredit you. Well, you don't know how, because this is what you see abroad all the time. It's like, well, you know, you don't have my experiences, so how do you know? How could you speak about my race or whatever? It's like, at the end of the day, right, I can't speak about what is directed at me, and I can't speak about what people of a particular race tells me happened to them. So it is what it is, right? If you, it's not just my opinions and my thoughts and me prognosticating, but it will happen. It will happen where, I don't know exactly what it's like to be Afro-Trinidadian or Indo-Trinidadian. And I get that, I understand that. The flip side is I have my own unique, strange, weird, distasteful experiences, not often, but often enough of experiencing racism myself. But you were getting down to the question now, why are we so afraid? Why don't we actually have any active solutions going forward? Because it seems as though we're kind of complacent, We've reached a point and the point is fine and nobody really wants to work towards going further than wherever it is that we've reached.
I simply end my part of this conversation with my last time. I want to repeat it one more time. Yes, we could speak about, we need to educate the young people, we need to do so and so. Those same individuals who are charged or responsible with raising these younger generations, educating them, they themselves need a lot more educating. Right? And I'm not trying to sound as though, listen, we young, we know it all. We simply the best. It's not that. But because you can't teach an old dog new tricks, ignorance will exist. And therefore, I believe that sometimes the older generations don't know everything and are blind to a lot of things, and they tend to need help, especially when it comes to this discrimination. And I've witnessed it once. I remember, I think back in 2015, following the election, racial tensions were high again. I was so confused. But I do recall going to a store, and I would never forget this. It's simple. There was a worker who was Afro-Trinidadian packing the shelf. There was an Indo-Trinidadian mother with her little daughter. The little daughter was probably not more than 3 years old.
Oh, good Lord.
Right? The little girl was playing and accidentally threw down a box, very light box, so nothing broke, nothing, just to pack back on the shelf. And the Indo-Trinidadian mother pulls her daughter away, sees the worker, and looks at her daughter and says, I tell you about coming out in public and interfering with those people. I tell you those people are no good. Stay away from them people. And I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. This is your 3-year-old daughter who you don't even know, who you probably don't realize was the one who threw on the box on accident, on purpose, a young girl. Or maybe you did realize it, but you just want to lay blame elsewhere because we have to find an excuse. Okay, this is your young daughter, and this is what is happening. And you know what? I give kudos to the worker. Because the worker didn't twist their eyes, the worker didn't say anything, the worker simply just smiled, picked up the box, and put it back on the shelf and went about their business. And I gave my hats off to kudos. I saluted them. Because that's the best way to deal with an individual who doesn't know better. Young Indo-Trinidadian mother with daughter. Afro-Trinidadian worker.
Young mother.
That is, well, then and again, as I said, in TNT now you can't really tell who young and who old. So, but the point is, that is what we're teaching our young children. That is how you react. Man, I was so disgusted.
The thing is, I'm not looking to go back in the past and condemn people back in 1950 and 1902 and 1870, right? I'm not looking to do that. Society evolves, sometimes for better, sometimes for worse, but the point is it happens. We move on, we grow. And this is something that we cannot afford to just leave it and let sleeping dogs lie, because it will cause issues for us. And I think it does cause issues for us, not just in how society interacts with each other, potentially with regards to crime and also with regards to politics and economics.